Benny "Kid" Paret was a Cuban-American professional boxer who fought in the welterweight division during the 1950s and 1960s. He was born on February 14, 1937 in Guantanamo, Cuba, and was raised in New York City. Paret began his professional boxing career in 1958 and quickly made a name for himself as a skilled and powerful fighter. He won the welterweight championship in 1960 and successfully defended it several times over the next 2 years. Paret's career was marked by intense rivalries, particularly with fellow welterweight boxer Emile Griffith. The two men fought 3 times, with Griffith winning the first and third bouts, and Paret winning the second. The rivalry was intense, with both fighters engaging in trash-talking and physical altercations outside the ring. Paret's final fight took place on March 24, 1962, against Griffith at Madison Square Garden in New York City. The fight was a brutal and intense one, with both fighters landing heavy punches and causing significant damage to each other. In the 12th round, Griffith landed a series of punches to Paret's head, causing him to collapse and become unconscious. Paret was rushed to the hospital, but died 10 days later from brain injuries sustained in the fight. The death of Benny Paret was a tragic and shocking event that brought attention to the dangers of professional boxing. Paret's family and friends were devastated by his death, and many in the boxing community were deeply affected as well. The incident also sparked a wider public debate about the safety and regulation of professional boxing, and led to calls for stricter rules and oversight of the sport. Despite the tragedy of his death, Paret's legacy in the boxing world lives on. He is remembered as a fierce and skilled fighter who was always willing to take on the toughest opponents. He was also a charismatic and colorful figure, known for his flashy style and quick wit. Many consider him one of the greatest welterweight fighters of all time, and his death remains one of the most significant and heartbreaking moments in the history of the sport. Paret's death was a turning point in the sport of boxing, and it led to a renewed focus on safety and regulation. New rules and regulations were put in place to ensure the safety of boxers and to reduce the risk of serious injury or death. These included the introduction of mandatory medical examinations, the use of headgear, and the imposition of stricter rules on the conduct of fights. The death of Benny Paret also had a profound impact on the public perception of boxing. Many began to view the sport as a violent and dangerous activity, and there was a significant decline in interest and participation in the years following Paret's death. The sport has since regained some of its popularity, but it will always carry the tragic legacy of Paret's death and the lessons that were learned from it. Benny Paret will always be remembered as a gifted and courageous boxer who had a great passion for the sport and whose death marked a significant moment in the history of the sport of boxing. His death was a tragedy that changed the way the sport was viewed by many, and it served as a reminder of the importance of safety and regulation in the sport. His legacy will live on, and his memory will continue to inspire future generations of boxers.